Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. As we get into the back end of the trading week, we're hearing a lot of noise coming out of the big American banks, and one of them is Goldman Sachs in particular, where they've actually reduced their GDP forecast for 2022 over fears of the Omicron variant actually spreading throughout America even further, and actually, obviously doing the same thing that the Delta variant and the first variant did in America, which was actually put curbs on restrictions, and looking to see if that's going to happen in 2022 as well. Worker shortages that they're worried about, to people getting back into work, maybe more people working from home, or actually more pandemic stimulus being injected into the economy. But we'll see how it goes as we get into the end of the year. But the economic growth, they have cut it to 3.8%, as I said, citing risks and uncertainty around the emergence of this variant. So Goldman economist Joseph Briggs said in a note that the Omicron variant could slow the economic reopening. But it depends who you listen to, because a chief global market strategist from JPMorgan Chase has said the exact opposite. And in 2022, they are hoping that the variant in general for COVID-19 will just be a thing of the past, and economies will look to a full recovery. They said that on the health front, it will spark a strong recovery in the economy, marked by a return of global mobility and robust spending by consumers and businesses alike. So with that being said, we'll just have to see how it goes and who we listen to in terms of a major global reopening. But if we look at JPMorgan Chase, first of all, today, we have had a little bit of a downturn. This is on the daily chart with the assistance of the Ichimoku indicator. We are looking to see this cluster of price action at the moment head for a directional split. So we're either going to look to see that we see a bit of resistance at the top, at the lower border of the Ichimoku cloud, as you can see here. I'll just zoom it in for better clarification. So, in the medium term at least, we're seeing if we're going to have a confirmation when the market opens shortly of another move to the upside to engulf this cloud. Or if we do see a resistance pattern here that we have seen in the last few sessions, then we'll see another move to the downside at least. So we'll see what happens for the intraday, but at least for the daily, it's not looking too likely, because on the 4-hour chart, we are looking that prices are again in this cluster zone, and that the Ichimoku cloud is weighing heavy on prices as well. So with that being said, we'll see, I'll just take these lines off, we'll see if we get a result going to the upside for bulls, or if we're going to have more of a consolidation sideways pattern for the remainder, let's say the remainder of this week at least, and then going into the back end of December, which is obviously the back end of Q4, and obviously the back end of 2021 as well. So let's just take a look at Goldman Sachs as well. Goldman Sachs really pushing, they were really pushing for people to return to work. One of the first big companies, the big banks, to return to work for 2021 when the pandemic was kind of getting back under control. However, for them to cut GDP forecast for 2022 means that they are looking at a bit of a bleak winter until we get into spring next year. But prices have kind of started moving upwards for Goldman Sachs. If we just pull it back to how we've seen for most of the year, we've seen this big rise in the banking industry. Wall Street giants have actually had a very good outlook for most of 2021. But however, we are seeing now prices just take a back seat, and we are having a few throwbacks on prices here as well. But the Ichimoku cloud is quite thin on the daily chart, so it doesn't mean that we will have a lot of penetration to the upside at the moment. So we'll see if that comes into effect for the next few trading sessions at least. And on the 4-hour chart as well, as you can see, very, very choppy action here. So we were looking for another leg to the upside, and this will be roughly, if we can penetrate the 400 and have confirmation over this period, then there will be should be a good impetus to the upside. So we'll see how that goes in the next few trading sessions. But lots to look out for, especially on the big banking giants in America, and obviously whenever their global economists or CEOs or big board members in the banks say something, it usually naturally moves the market. So just keep an eye on that as we head into 2022. And once again, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye for now.